What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Basketball Bros podcast. My co-host Nate is a little under the weather tonight, as you can see. I wanted to start by jumping right in and talking about some honorable mentions before we get to the meat of tonight's podcast.
Perfect.
So Nate, who's the MVP so far this year? Recent poll shows Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum, and Joel Embiid all getting a significant amount of votes. Which one of these guys do you think is it, or do we think it's somebody else?
I'll put this image up on the screen. I completely agree with it. First off, thanks for the intro, David. I am a little under the weather, so if you want to make fun of me for my deep voice tonight, go ahead and do it in the comments below. As far as the MVP, I think Jokic has it in the bag, man. Even this far into the season, he's going to continue doing what he's going to do. I think the second choice there is correct, Luka Doncic. Jason Tatum's playing okay, and Joel Embiid's like nowhere to be found, man. So, honestly, I can't think of any other players that I would put in there, though.
Voting for Joel Embiid.
76ers fans.
Okay.
Which is interesting. I mean, people say last year it should have been Jokic. So,
yeah,
I think it'll be Jokic again.
I probably agree with that. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see Jason Tatum getting votes because Boston has the best record in the NBA.
The only
their elites.
two undefeated teams in the NBA at home, and that is the Boston Celtics and the Denver Nuggets. So, if they continue to play like they are,
I still think Jokic and Luka are playing significantly better.
I agree. The Mavericks are kind of drifting down the scale a little bit, though. They're coming back to earth.
Agree with that.
Okay, moving on to our next honorable mention topic that we just want to touch on briefly. It looks like the Wizards are going to probably trade Jordan Poole. It doesn't seem that he has been a good contributor to their team. I don't know what his value is and that they would get much from him, honestly. So
I picked him as most improved player. So I'm a little embarrassed.
Hey, he could turn things around, man. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. I need him to go to a team where he'll do well, so I can get this.
I don't know if he will anymore. The Warriors was a good place for him. There's a video out there by Heat Check that has a good explanation of why he fits so well with the Warriors and why he does not do good on the Wizards, and I thought that was interesting. So, next topic, the Oklahoma City Thunder are shooting 50-40-90. For those of you who don't know what that means they're shooting 50% in the paint, 40% from three, and 90% from the free throw line as a team, which is very impressive. If they continue to do that, I think it's a runaway for Chet Holmgren as the Rookie of the Year. Your thoughts, David?
I agree. And I know I picked Wemby, but Chet is crushing it. And I think if the Oklahoma City Thunder keep shooting that well, they're going to be really tough to beat.
Yeah.
Come playoff time.
And a lot of the times, team record goes into what happens there. So I would say Chet probably has a good upper hand at the moment. If the NBA is dumb, they may just randomly pick Victor Wembanyama for the name and all the hype, right?
Yeah.
But good to see him on top, at least right now. Here's just a quick visual comparing him to Kevin Durant
during their rookie seasons.
Points, much higher in rebounds, and everything else is pretty well the same. I guess he's miles ahead on blocks per game as well, which we all know how Kevin Durant was as a rookie, killer. And it's good to see that Chet is, he reminds me of Kevin Durant very, very much in the aspect of being skinny and tall. And I like him for Rookie of the Year. Hopeful that happens.
He's a way better shooter in the rookie season, though.
Yep. If you also look at the comparisons between him and Victor Wembanyama right here, Victor Wembanyama is ahead in every category. However, Chet's efficiency is much better. So
Yeah.
they have a 11-5 record, whereas the Spurs came out to 3 quick games, and everyone was hyped about Victor Wembanyama. And now they have lost 12 or 13 straight games.
Gary Payton II is going to be out indefinitely after having a torn right calf. And I think this is going to be really rough for the Warriors.
I agree.
He's been very, very good for them defensively.
Yep. Yeah, when I saw that, I gasped.
See it.
Just because it's a really big surprise that, I don't know, he's out that long. So.
Yeah, and with the Warriors being in 10th place right now, I know it's still early in the season, but he's out indefinitely. So, you know, if he misses 30, 40 games, that could be season ending for the Warriors.
I think it is. I think he's out, so that's not going to be good for the Warriors team. Next honorable mention topic: Mark Cuban is selling the majority of the Mavs to Miriam Adelson and the casino tycoon Adelson family for $3.5 billion. He'll maintain some shares in the Mavs and maintain control of basketball operations. I was also hearing that he is no longer going to be on Shark Tank next season. So it must be some big changes in his life. I imagine his wife probably said, "You have all this money, let's go travel and spend some time together. Finally retire." That's at least what my wife says. So good for him.
Do you know how much he bought the Mavs for?
$285 million. Now they're worth $3.5 billion. It's crazy.
That's an incredible return, man. That's like a 13x return.
And he's not even selling the entire team. It's just a margin.
Yeah.
Majority shares, so I don't know, what, 51% maybe?
Majority stake, yeah.
So, here's an image, just for kicks and giggles. Segun, Domantas Sabonis, and Jokic, in that order. A lot of people have mentioned Segun being a Jokic Jr. I kind of agree. I wouldn't know who to throw in the middle just for Pokemon's sake there, but Domantas Sabonis is a good fill-in. So, anyways, kicks. Okay, we kind of talked on this already, but we'll just quickly go through the rookie power rankings. Looks like Chet's on top. Victor has fallen to number 2. Brendan Miller's still up there, which David and I don't agree with. We'd actually put Jaime Jaquez Jr. from the Miami Heat in his place. Probably put Brandon Miller like 6th and Jordan Hawkins 8th. Or sorry, not 6th. 7th and 8th. There you go. Yep. And then besides that, it's cool to see Keontae George in there being mentioned. He's brilliant on assisting. He reminds me of a young John Stockton. So hopefully he has a promising future. Anything you want to say on the rookies?
I think you covered it.
Okay.
Chet obviously is the best, then Victor, and then somewhere in 3, 4, 5, I do think Jaime Jaquez Jr. should be there. Like, his games are crazy. I can't believe some of the games he's had.
You know what's sad is he's going to get traded. I watched a video today that mentions the Miami Heat, and it talks about Jimmy Butler's future and that he is always putting in, the effort to get them to the finals, but they always fall short. And that they're going to need at least one more player on their team to get them over the top. And it's going to have to be a top 25 player. So they're going to have to trade, and whoever trades, they're going to want some assets in return. So the trade that was on there was 5 firsts, Tyler Hero, and him. So that was for Donovan Mitchell. You think he'd fit well in Miami?
Sure. I'm not sure he's worth... did you see Tyler Hero before he got injured?
Did I see Tyler Hero before he got injured? Yeah, he was amazing, man. As a rookie, they made it to the finals, and he was killer.
No, before he got injured this year, like he was scoring a lot.
Yeah, he's balling out, but nobody wants him. I mean, I don't know. I'd take a bet on him if I was a GM, but it's not up to me to decide.
I would too. No. Well, I mean, I think I've made it pretty clear. I'm a pretty big Tyler Hero fan.
You're a pretty big Miami Heat fan.
But yeah, probably. Don't think Mitchell is worth all those players, but I guess we'll see what the Godfather Pat Riley thinks.
It was Cleveland needs to trade him quickly, and they missed out on Damian Lillard. They missed out on I don't even remember.
Yeah.
They missed out on several trades, right? And Miami's just sitting there, and anyways. But moving on to the bulk of our conversation tonight, and what we want to talk about the most in depth is the in-season tournament knockout rounds have arrived. They start Monday. David, I already kind of know your opinion, and I don't want to spoil that for you, but this is a good representation or not a good representation of the best teams in the NBA currently?
It's a pretty good representation of the East.
Okay.
I do not think this is a good representation at all of the West.
So, best teams currently with the best records is the Minnesota Timberwolves at 1 and the Denver Nuggets at 2. Neither of them are on this list for the play-in. Do you think they cared much? Do you think they cared much for the in-season tournament? No? Minnesota has really surprised me. I am glad. You know what? While we're at it, I'm just going to throw this out there that everyone needs to apologize to Rudy Gobert. And I say that because everyone gave him so much crap that it wasn't working. Just last season, I think? Or maybe for the last 2 seasons? How long has he been there? How long has the trade been?
I think it's been 2 years.
Okay. So anyways, it just hasn't worked. And now look at them, man. They're great. It would be cool if they could get past Denver. I would root for that team. Am I a big Minnesota fan? No. But, I don't have anybody to root for right now because my Jazz suck. So, anyways, moving on to this. So, who are your picks to move on in this bracket?
I have Phoenix beating the Lakers. I have the Kings beating the Pelicans.
Okay.
And then in the East, the Bucks are gonna win that.
The whole thing.
I'm really interested in Indiana and Boston. Indiana is having a better year than they should. I mean, Indiana's absolutely crushing it. I know that you're wearing your Pacers jersey.
Yep.
But yeah, Indiana's having an amazing year. They're currently 7th in the East, but the way they've been playing as of late, I know they lost to Miami last night, but they are really, really freaking good.
Yeah.
So
it was a close game too. Tyrese Halliburton had 44 points, so it was a close loss.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to watch Indiana versus Boston. I think those will be close games. I don't know which one of those teams. This is a knockout round, so I would think this is more momentum based than necessarily the better team will win. But I mean, both of these teams have really strong momentum going into the in-season tournament. So I think that's going to be the most interesting matchup. And of course, I could be wrong, but yeah, I think again, I feel pretty comfortable that Phoenix will beat the Lakers. I feel comfortable that Sacramento will beat the Pelicans. The Bucks will beat the Knicks. That's an interesting one. I guess if I had to put money on it, I would go with the Celtics. But I don't feel that comfortable with that pick.
Here's a question for you. Have you seen the intensity in these games since they've announced the in-season tournament and watching them play for this? I watched the Golden State Sacramento Kings game. And to me, I thought that was really cool and saw the effort that they were putting in. So, personally, I think yes. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, there's some intensity. And since there's less games in general than like say a playoff series, I would think even if you're not a great team, you can make it into this and at least say like, hey, we got into the in-season tournament. So yeah, I think there is a lot of intensity in there, especially if you're not a team that's gonna win like the final NBA championship. I would think you probably have every incentive to play your heart out
Sure.
For this tournament.
Yeah, that's cool. Just to go against you, I feel like LeBron and AD kick it up for quick games. So I'm gonna say Lakers. I hate that. I really want the Suns to win. I'll be rooting for the Suns, but I think Lakers are gonna win. Then I think Sacramento and Pelicans. I'll go against you again. That one's 6 for me. It could go either way. So I say Pelicans. Pelicans beat Lakers. They'll be in the finals. That's what I hope. Zion's he's been balling out. He's gonna ball out, man. Bucks
All right.
will beat New York. I think that's a given. And Boston will beat Indy. Yes. Of those, you said Milwaukee's taking it from that side, right? Oh no, you said Boston. You'd put money on Boston. That's right. Okay, I'll go different and say Milwaukee's gonna beat Boston.
But like I said, they'll have to beat Indiana.
Boston? Indiana's not that good. They're good, but not that good.
We'll only have to win one game, and I think Indiana can.
Okay. Okay, so maybe Indy over Boston then. I'm gonna say Bucks and Bucks and Bucks to beat the Pelicans in the finals. So, I really hope that the Lakers get beat first round so LeBron can't go to Vegas. These final 4 teams get to go to Vegas, and that's where they will compete for this this tournament, this trophy. Anyways, okay, man, we'll call it quits there. Thanks for watching Basketball Bros. Subscribe and follow along for more content. We will see you next time.
Bye, everyone.